The whole movement of women empowerment is doing really well, but mostly in the urban areas. I work some jobs with the ministry, and the things that we get complaints about mostly ni watu wenye wanaishi huko bado Turkana, huko mbalimbali, those areas. Bado watoto wenangi shule wakiwa wanawake, they're still forced into early marriages, bado wako na hizo vitu za kuambiwa wapate watoto mapema. Like basically in those areas, women still have those stereotypes za kitambo. So as much as we are doing really well here in the city, I think we should extend the movement pia huko. Yes, I've definitely been a victim of those stereotypes that come with being in the music business as a female. I remember the first times I started doing songs with. I feel like the whole movement of women empowerment is doing really well, but mostly in the urban areas. I work some jobs with the ministry, and the things that we get complaints about mostly ni watu wenye wanaishi huko bado Turkana, huko mbalimbali, those areas. Bado watoto wenangi shule wakiwa wanawake, they're still forced into early marriages, bado wako na hizo vitu za kuambiwa wapate watoto mapema. Like basically in those areas, women still have those stereotypes za kitambo. So as much as we are doing really well here in the city, I think we should extend the movement pia huko. This music, kuna female directors, I feel like there are more women in the space. So these stereotypes say as it makes sense. Being stereotyped in my line of work, it takes away from all the hard work that you put into what you're doing. It's very discouraging. Imagine working so hard and someone wanting to take that away from you by just saying that you're a woman, so you must have done something to get that. It takes away from all the hard work that you put in, and it also minimizes our position. One of the things that I can commend currently in the new face of 254 music that has really helped to nip that thing of stereotypes about women in the bud is a lot of men now, when you are in spaces zetu za kuimba, they're really willing to help. We have meetings for artists these days here and there, and one of the things that we majorly talk about is they want to make sure us women in those spaces are as comfortable as possible. Right now, if I want to go for a show, I can easily call a guy artist who's worked with the promoter before, and he can give me information just how to navigate the space. I feel safe because they would look out for me. Yeah, so shout out to all the people in the business right now who are working hard to make sure the women are comfortable and they feel safe in those spaces. The initiatives that are in place to bring equity in society, zinasaidia sana. I feel like those initiatives, for lack of a better word, they're forcing most organizations to create space for women, spaces that normally wouldn't be there. So it encourage wanawake wenye wanakuja behind CC, they're taking education more serious, because when you're learning a course and you know in future there are spaces for women like me, it encourages you to keep doing it. But kitambo ulikuwa na feel like hakuna haja niende hiyo profession na kwanga wanaume, so there's no point. But I feel like right now wanawake wengi wenye wanakam wako more empowered and more encouraged to know that they can conquer anything. So inasaidia sana. As a woman, I've definitely experienced cyberbullying, because let me just explain, because I know it as from the perspective of being an entertainer. I think pia kuna stereotypes fulani zenye tumewekewa kama musicians, female musicians. When you're a female musician, there's a certain way you're supposed to look. You're criticized by the way your body looks, your face. If you decide to get children, if you decide to get married, but those things don't necessarily they don't extend to the guys. For us, we are always told that if you decide to get a child right now, your career is over. If you decide to post your relationship, your career is over. When I see guys doing the same things and getting glorified from it, oh, he's such a dedicated father, but we don't necessarily get the same things. So I think for me, I would get bullied a lot when I'd start, because at that time when I was starting out, I didn't know branding, I didn't know those things. So I would get bullied into becoming the version of a woman that people want the female artist to be. So if I didn't dress the way they wanted me to, they would point it out. If I didn't work out to look the way they wanted me to look, they would point it out. If my makeup was not done, they would point it out. And as a young woman, it weighs heavily on you, and it starts to affect the way you feel yourself. So if you're not very strong-minded, it can really sway you all over the place. It can really affect your self-confidence. One thing that I can also say as women is that from childhood we are taught to compete. Compete for the male gaze, compete for the positions, because most of the time those things have been as Jakwanga space is enough, but I just want to encourage us to know that there's enough space for everyone. It doesn't always have to be a competition. It doesn't always have to be hostility towards each other. There's space for everyone. So PSCC, it's a challenge to us. Tushikiliane, tuongeleleane vizuri, because like I said, the example we set is the example that everyone else will pick up. So be careful what you put out there. As we celebrate International Women's Day, I just want to say I'm so proud of you. Whoever is watching this, I'm so proud of you for going for what you want and not feeling limited just because you're a woman. You're strong, you're beautiful, your power is within you, and you just have to believe it.